chosen one. The light has guided you back to me once more. Listen carefully, because this is not one of those messages you scroll past without thinking. What you are about to hear carries weight for a reason, and it demands your full attention. Most people move through life believing they know who they are, operating under the assumption that their personality, their preferences, their very sense of self is complete and authentic. But that identity is incomplete, fragmented, and largely manufactured. You have been living inside a version of yourself shaped by survival mechanisms, social conditioning, and other people's expectations. Every role you play, every mask you wear, every version of yourself you present to the world has been carefully constructed over years of adaptation and compromise. But in the spiritual realm, identity does not work that way. There, who you are is not defined by your job title, your relationships, or the stories you tell yourself. It is defined by energy, accumulated history across multiple existences, and spiritual function. Your true identity exists beyond the limitations of your current physical life. It carries the weight of experiences you do not consciously remember, skills you seem to possess without training, and instincts that guide you in ways logic cannot explain. And that identity already exists, whether you consciously remember it or not. It has always been there, waiting beneath the surface of your awareness. What makes this moment critical is that something is breaking through the surface of your awareness. You may have noticed it already, a growing sense of restlessness, a feeling that something is not quite right with the life you have built, an increasing inability to tolerate situations that once felt normal. When a person begins approaching recognition of their true spiritual origin, life accelerates in uncomfortable ways. Old structures start collapsing. Relationships that once felt stable suddenly feel misaligned. Career paths that seemed secure begin to feel hollow and meaningless. Your tolerance for superficiality drops to nearly zero. You find yourself unable to engage in small talk or maintain connections that lack depth and authenticity. You may feel pressure without a clear source, as if something is demanding your attention from beneath your conscious thoughts. It manifests as anxiety without an obvious trigger, urgency without a deadline, or a pull toward something you cannot quite name. This is not chaos, though it often feels that way. This is exposure. It is what happens when the false identity you have been operating under can no longer hold the weight of who you actually are. The container you built to survive in this world is cracking, and what is emerging from those cracks is something far more powerful and authentic than what you have been presenting to the world. Here is the part most people are never taught. Memory loss is not accidental. When consciousness enters a physical life, it does not forget randomly. It seals knowledge for timing and protection. Your instincts, your unexplained pull towards certain ideas, your resistance to ordinary life paths, these are not just personality quirks. They are fragments of a deeper identity attempting to reassert itself. In the spiritual realm, recognition happens long before understanding does in the human mind. That is why you may feel seen by situations, challenged in precise ways, or pushed toward knowledge that feels unfamiliar yet strangely obvious. If this is resonating with you so far, let me know in the comments. I want to hear if you have felt these unexplained pulls or noticed old structures collapsing in your own life. You have been staring at your reflection your whole life, believing that the person looking back is the real you. But here is the hard truth. Most of what you call you is an elaborate construct, shaped by society, family, media, and experiences that only partially reflect your soul's essence. The mirror shows a familiar face, but that face is a mask, a shadow of your true self. You carry roles you inherited, fears you absorbed, and habits that were never truly yours. Every choice you have made, every compromise you have accepted, has layered this illusion further. The shocking reality is that the person you think you are is only scratching the surface of who you truly are in the spiritual realm. Imagine walking through a room where everyone knows secrets about you that you have never spoken aloud. That is what the spiritual world sees. It does not recognize your constructed ego, your curated personality, or the labels you have given yourself. It sees the energy patterns, the karmic imprints, and the deeper truths of your soul, truths you may have never confronted. This is not meant to terrify you. It is meant to awaken you. When you realize the mirror lies, you gain the power to stop being defined by illusions and start seeing yourself as you truly are. The first step to awakening is accepting the uncomfortable reality that you do not fully know yourself. It is like ripping off a bandage that has been covering a wound for decades. It stings, it burns, but it also opens the door to real healing and transformation. The reward of this painful awakening is clarity, the kind of clarity that gives you authority over your own life, your decisions, and your destiny. Once you understand that the reflection you have been staring at is incomplete, you can start the journey of uncovering the depth, power, and authentic identity that has always been waiting for you. Your conscious mind may forget, but your soul remembers everything. Every life you have lived, every experience you have endured, every choice you have made leaves an imprint, a subtle yet permanent record that shapes your present reality in ways you are only beginning to understand. The memories of past existences are stored not in the physical brain, but in the energy field of your being, in what some call the Akashic records, the soul's personal archive. These whispers from the spiritual realm guide you, warn you, and illuminate paths in ways you often overlook or dismiss as intuition or coincidence. It is as if the universe keeps a detailed diary of your soul's journey through time. Every triumph, every failure, every lesson learned or ignored is catalogued there. And even when you consciously ignore these records, your soul nudges you toward lessons you are destined to learn, situations you need to resolve, and growth you cannot avoid. The more you resist, the louder these nudges become, manifesting as recurring patterns, repeated relationships, or situations that feel strangely familiar, even when they are brand new. Understanding this begins to explain those uncanny moments that most people experience, but few truly examine. Déjà vu is not a glitch in the matrix. It is your soul recognizing something it has encountered before, perhaps in this life or another. Unexplained fears that have no basis in your current life experiences are often echoes of past traumas your soul still carries. Inexplicable talents, those abilities that seem to come naturally without any training or practice, hint at knowledge and skills you mastered in previous existences. These are not coincidences or random occurrences. They are fragments of your soul's memory breaking through the veil of forgetfulness. Many people dismiss these signs, attributing them to overactive imagination or psychological quirks. But the patterns are too precise, too persistent to be random. Your soul remembers the victories that built your confidence, the failures that taught you humility, and the consequences of choices that have shaped its evolutionary path. Think about the profound insight of standing on the shoulders of not just one lifetime, but countless ones. This is what your spiritual memory offers you, a vast library of accumulated wisdom, hard-won lessons, refined skills, and crucial warnings. By learning to tune into these whispers, you can access guidance that your rational mind, limited by this single lifetime's experience, might never uncover on its own. This allows you to make decisions aligned not just with short-term survival or social acceptance, but with your soul's long-term growth and ultimate destiny. You begin to recognize why certain paths feel right, even when they make no logical sense. Why certain people trigger you in specific ways, and why certain opportunities appear at exactly the right moment. For most people, darkness is something to fear, suppress, or deny. Yet the parts of you that you have hidden, the anger, the desire, the secrets, the raw impulses, are not flaws. They are the essence of your power. The shadow self is not a monster. It is the unrefined gold of your true identity, waiting to be discovered and harnessed. When you deny it, it runs your life from the shadows, influencing behavior in ways you do not even recognize. The first step in reclaiming yourself is acknowledging that the traits you are most afraid of reveal the areas where you are strongest. Consider the most influential figures in history, those who reshaped nations, industries, or minds. They succeeded not because they ignored their darkness, but because they understood it, controlled it, and channeled it into creation. Your shadow self is your personal power source, your unpolished energy that, when refined, becomes unstoppable. By facing it without judgment, you transform fear into mastery, pain into insight, and frustration into drive. The shadow is not an enemy. It is a compass pointing directly toward the depths of your authentic self. This process is not easy. It requires brutal honesty and courage. You will confront impulses that make you uncomfortable, desires that shock you, and truths that challenge your sense of morality. But the reward is liberation, freedom from the chains of societal expectations and self-denial. Your shadow holds the map to your hidden potential, your most untapped creativity, and your ability to influence the world in ways you have never imagined. Ignoring it keeps you small. Embracing it propels you into the realm of the extraordinary. If you are still with me, drop a like on this video. It helps more people find this message, and honestly, it lets me know this content is reaching the right audience. Everything you do leaves a mark, not just in your immediate life, but in the intricate web of energy that connects all existence. These are your karmic signatures, the energetic fingerprints that reflect your actions, intentions, and unresolved patterns across time. Karma is widely misunderstood in popular culture. It is not punishment dealt by an angry universe keeping score of your mistakes. It is feedback. It is the universe holding up a mirror to show you what needs attention, what patterns need to be transformed, and what lessons need to be learned or released. Every action creates a ripple in the energetic field of reality. Every choice, every word, every thought sends out energy that eventually circles back to you, not as reward or punishment, but as information, like a boomerang you threw years ago finally returning. These energetic echoes show you the consequences of your past choices and give you opportunities to respond differently. Understanding this fundamental law transforms how you move through the world. You begin to see that nothing happens to you randomly. Everything is connected to something you set in motion, whether in this life or previous ones. When you begin to see karma as a system of balance and learning rather than divine judgment, you gain tremendous power over it. You stop reacting unconsciously to life's challenges and start responding with clear intention. You recognize patterns repeating in your life, the same types of relationships ending the same way, the same financial struggles appearing under different circumstances, the same health issues recurring. Not as bad luck or coincidence, but as invitations to learn, to heal old wounds, to correct course, or to finally master a lesson your soul has been working on for lifetimes. This awareness gives you the ability to shift your trajectory consciously. You can stop creating the same outcomes by recognizing the patterns before they fully manifest. You can consciously design a future aligned with your highest potential by making different choices. Now, your karmic signatures are not fixed or permanent. They evolve as you do. Every single moment offers you the chance to rewrite them, to clear old debts, to create new patterns, and to align yourself with higher frequencies of existence. The people you encounter throughout your life are not random either. They appear carrying messages, lessons, or reflections that align precisely with your current spiritual frequency and karmic needs. Some people challenge you, pushing you to grow beyond your comfort zone. Others comfort you, providing the support you need during difficult transitions. Some trigger old wounds that need healing, while others remind you of who you are becoming and what you are capable of achieving. These are soul contracts, agreements made at a level beyond conscious awareness, before you even entered this physical life. Soul contracts exist to accelerate your growth, to push you toward necessary evolution, or to help you remember what you came to this earth to accomplish. They are not always pleasant. In fact, some of the most important soul contracts involve people who hurt you, betray you, or challenge you in ways that feel unbearable at the time. But these difficult contracts often carry the most profound lessons and opportunities for growth. Recognizing soul contracts changes how you interpret every relationship in your life. Conflict is no longer just conflict to be avoided or won. It is often the necessary friction required to polish you into clarity and strength. Separation and loss are not always tragedies. They are sometimes completion, the natural end of a contract that has run its course and served its purpose. Even brief encounters, a stranger who says exactly what you needed to hear, a chance meeting that changes your life's direction, can carry profound weight if they deliver the exact lesson you needed at that precise moment in your evolution. You are surrounded by spiritual mirrors, people reflecting back aspects of yourself you need to see, understand, integrate, or release. The things that annoy you most in others often point to unhealed aspects within yourself. The qualities you admire in others are usually latent potentials within you waiting to be activated. When you understand this, relationships stop feeling random, unfair, or meaningless. You begin to see the intelligence and purpose behind every connection, the divine orchestration behind every encounter, the lessons embedded in every interaction. When you understand this, relationships stop feeling random or unfair. You begin to see the intelligence behind every connection, the purpose behind every encounter. This does not mean you tolerate harm or stay in toxic dynamics. It means you extract the lesson, honor the contract, and move forward with clarity. Soul contracts are not about enduring pain, they are about evolution. And once you learn what you came to learn, the contract dissolves and new alignments appear. Life constantly signals when you are ready to evolve. Subtle patterns, recurring coincidences, and intuitive nudges are like breadcrumbs laid out by the universe, guiding you toward your next level. Often these signs are easy to dismiss. They are whispers rather than shouts, but they are persistent. Missing them means staying trapped in old limitations. Recognizing them opens the door to untapped capabilities, latent strengths, and extraordinary growth that most people never access. These signs can manifest in countless ways. Sudden clarity in decision-making, meeting someone who mirrors your untapped potential, or feeling inexplicable excitement when a challenge appears. They often come disguised as discomfort, uncertainty, or risk, because growth rarely announces itself politely. Your higher self communicates through these subtle hints, nudging you toward alignment with your authentic capabilities. Paying attention transforms life from chaos into a guided, unfolding, revealing paths previously hidden in plain sight. The reward of noticing these signals is profound. Awareness of your unfolding potential instills confidence, courage, and a sense of inevitability. You begin to see yourself not as a static individual, but as a dynamic being in constant evolution. Each recognition of your growth potential reinforces your ability to act decisively, embrace challenges, and navigate life with clarity and purpose. The universe becomes a co-conspirator in your ascension, highlighting the path toward the version of yourself that has always existed in higher realms. Pain, fear, and crisis are often seen as obstacles to be avoided at all costs in our comfort-obsessed culture. Yet, they are among the most potent accelerators of spiritual growth available to human beings. When life pushes you to the edge, when circumstances strip away everything you thought defined you, when comfort zones are shattered beyond repair, something profound happens. The shadows you have been carefully avoiding and the truths you have been skillfully ignoring rise to the surface with undeniable force, demanding immediate confrontation. These moments are uncomfortable. They are sometimes excruciating. They shake the very foundation of who you believe yourself to be. But they are catalysts specifically designed by your higher self and the universe to strip away complacency, false identities, and the comfortable illusions you have been living behind. The deeper the darkness you face, the greater the opportunity for transformation it presents. This is not philosophical comfort talk. This is spiritual mechanics. Those who run from pain, who numb themselves with distractions, who refuse to face their shadows, remain spiritually small. They may achieve external success, accumulate possessions, maintain appearances, but they never access the depths of power available to them. Those who face the darkness directly, who walk through the fire rather than around it, who allow themselves to be broken open by crisis, emerge on the other side stronger, wiser, and far more aligned with their authentic spiritual nature. Consider the historical figures who transformed adversity into world-changing greatness. Inventors whose greatest breakthroughs came after devastating failures. Warriors who found unshakable courage only after facing their deepest fears. Leaders whose most powerful visions emerged from their darkest hours. Their pain became fuel for unprecedented creation. Their fear became laser-focused determination. Their hardships revealed hidden strengths and capabilities they never knew they possessed. Your personal crises function in exactly the same way, though the scale may be different. They illuminate weaknesses you have been avoiding, forcing you to develop new strengths. They reveal untapped resources within you that only emerge under extreme pressure. They force decisions that define your spiritual trajectory for years or even lifetimes to come. Every crisis is a crossroads. You can either break under the pressure or break through to a new level of awareness and capability. Embracing the discomfort instead of resisting it, leaning into the pain instead of running from it, allows you to access reservoirs of power and insight that remain dormant during comfortable times. The shadow catalyst is not punishment from an angry universe. It is an invitation to mastery offered by your own higher self. Every fear faced becomes courage earned. Every wound honestly examined becomes wisdom gained. Every loss fully processed becomes strength integrated. These are not metaphors. This is the actual mechanism of spiritual evolution. Pain teaches you to trust your own resilience, to discover that you can survive and even grow from experiences you once thought would destroy you. Fear teaches you to navigate uncertainty with grace, to move forward even when the path is not clear, to act despite not having guarantees. Crisis teaches you to respond with clarity instead of reaction, to make decisions from your center rather than your panic, to see opportunities hidden inside disasters. When you learn to harness these dark experiences consciously, when you stop seeing them as obstacles and start recognizing them as accelerators, they propel you forward faster than years of comfortable spiritual practice ever could. They reveal a version of yourself capable of navigating both the seen and unseen dimensions of life with genuine skill and earned authority. This is not about seeking pain or glorifying suffering. It is about recognizing that when pain comes, as it inevitably does to everyone, you have a choice in how you meet it. At some point in this journey, the search for answers stops being purely intellectual and becomes intensely personal. What began as curiosity, perhaps sparked by a book, a video, or a conversation, turns into direct confrontation with yourself. You realize that awakening is not about collecting spiritual ideas like trophies, memorizing concepts, or believing new philosophies. It is about the difficult, sometimes painful process of unlearning who you were told to be and standing face to face with who you actually are beneath all the conditioning. The illusions you have carefully constructed fall slowly at first. One belief system cracks. One relationship reveals itself as inauthentic. One career path suddenly feels meaningless. Then the pace accelerates. The illusions fall faster, all at once, like a house of cards collapsing. And when they do, there is no going back to the comfortable ignorance you once lived in. You see life differently. Colors seem more vivid. Lies become instantly obvious. People feel different. You can sense their energy, their authenticity, or lack thereof, their alignment or misalignment with their own truth. Even silence speaks louder, carrying information you never noticed before. The world does not change, but you do. And that internal shift changes everything about how you experience reality. This journey is not comfortable, and it was never meant to be. Growth does not come wrapped in reassurance. It comes wrapped in disruption. Yet every breakdown, every moment of confusion, every dark night of the soul carries intelligence within it. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was random. Each experience was shaping your awareness, sharpening your perception, and preparing you for a version of yourself that operates beyond fear, beyond limitation, and beyond the shallow identities imposed by the world. If there is one truth to carry forward, it is this: awakening is not an escape from life. It is full participation in it with clarity, with intention, with power. You do not become perfect, but you become awake, and that awareness is irreversible. The universe no longer feels distant or hostile. It feels responsive. And once you understand that, you stop asking who you are supposed to be and start choosing who you will become. If you recognize that your genuine restraint impressed heaven enough to activate protection around your identity, write 777 in the comments to amplify this frequency of celestial recognition. Subscribe to this channel and turn on all notifications to receive more revelations about how your authentic essence creates miracles in higher dimensions that manifest as blessings in your earthly experience. Share this video with someone who also demonstrates restraint and dignity that might be attracting angelic recognition without knowing, because chosen souls need to recognize and strengthen each other. And before you leave, Watch the next video appearing on your screen to discover how your newly activated celestial protection attracts opportunities so perfectly aligned they seem designed specifically for you, because they are. Together, we rise toward the light.